It has been a hot while since we did some Bravely videos, but let's go back to it. So in the HD Remaster we can fight the Nemeses as well, but they are actually found in the inns. You have to go there and rest with a pillow in order to fight them, which is available after you beat some bosses in Chapter 5 for the first time. I would advise to level 99 first, and as usual get all the jobs done. So for the strategies we will need here, I've tried to streamline quite a bit, and this resulted in still a lot of strategies going out there, but the main one is that we want to do high jumps. For that we want Hasten World on the fastest character, which is Bell, and have a base speed of about 165 for the fastest Nemesis we have, which is the Turtle Dove. Other than that, you just want strong spears to equip and just maximize your power output. So basically we have silver glaives. You can go with golden spears once you get them. Silver glaives are from the Narendi shop, and we also have one Gungnir available. If you don't have it, just go with whatever is strongest for you. For Bell, because he does not have spear lore, unlike the others, he just gets whatever is recommended. In my case, the Ama no Murakumo. Again, speed needs to be quite high. 120 and 135 for Bell, which is before the buffs. You can see its agility is at 99, but it has some passive speed up as well. All we are going to do is use high jump. We are going to hit about 9000 with most of them. Bell is quite a bit below, but still okay, and its variance is rather up than down. Going to take a bit to kill it, but we will never see any attacks on it. Now if you're lucky, it could drop a golden bow, but I did not get one in this footage. As this is such a basic strategy, we can use it for Mammon as well. She has less speed and less HP, so dies rather quickly. And in the end we get a chance on some golden knuckles. Same thing for Asmodeus. Not much to see here. Slightly higher HP, but nothing to worry about. Just do your high jumps. Asmodeus has a chance to drop some golden spear, which you can use to further increase your damage outputs. Now Beelzebub is a bit special. It's still rather slow, but it has a gluttony, which means it will heal itself with each attack you're doing, like it is now. Now, how do we beat it? With everything with gluttonous. If you're eating too much, you're throwing up, and that's what we're going to do to him. After about 250,000 absorbed damage, he will explode and deal about 300,000 damage to himself. So it is still a net damage dealt, and we are just continuing, and after 2, maybe 3 times, depending on how lucky you are, he will just kill himself. Beelzebub can also drop a golden staff if you're lucky. Now for one we cannot do with jumps, because he actually absorbs any damage he is not weak against, which is Belphegor. We want to use a Spirit Master to go into Stillness, and we need a total of 120 speed to consistently outspeed Belphegor. So it's 100 plus 20% from passives. The setup is Summoners here, because they are simple to use target all for, so you can easily set them up. You can also use Black Mages, which are also faster, but you will need to adjust to target all. The order for his weakness is always Fire, Blizzard, Thunder. And he moves through them in that way. The one he starts with is random. Same for his adds. You can see I had a time where the Stillness user was too quick here. It wouldn't happen with Black Mages because they are faster. But it's just a slight inconvenience. With the setup we are buffing each other up all the time, and I'm having Edea also use the piracy to remove some magic defense just to add it to the damage. You can also learn the 3 genomes from the sky: Fire Jar, Blizzard Jar, and Thunder Jar. That is why Edea has Genome Drain. If you already learned them, you can use anything else really. Belphegor can also drop the Golden Rod if you are lucky. Now we are back to doing high jumps, but for Satan it's again not just high jumps. We actually need to use Utsusemi here, which lets us dodge a physical attack, because Satan, as you could just see, has a priority attack. So he might just hit a random person every few turns. This way we are dodging it and just high jumping into death as usual. Satan can at the end drop a golden sword if you are lucky. Now Lucifer is not that nice. He doesn't have priority, but he actually counters every hit we do. He counters every physical hit. So the normal tactic would be to go ahead and use magic against him. However, we are not doing that because we just want to use this one setup for now. So it's Utsusemi into high jump, which actually takes some time. The time magic strategy we are going to show after this is quite a bit faster. This one is about 3 minutes instead of 2 minutes as the other one. However, you don't need anything to set this one up because you have it either way. So it's just a convenience thing. If you're lucky, Lucifer will drop a golden katana. Now for the other setup, I'm actually using Time Mages, again a Stillness user with, in this case, Miscellany, because Edea can also deal some damage just mimicking. Need some more agility, 104, with passives added, so we don't get outsped. The setup then is similar to what we've done with Belphegor. We are going to use free lunch and then just our strongest magic attacks. In this case is Meteor, being consistent 9999, almost always, because Edea doesn't do that with her mimic, but 8,000, still good enough for me. You can see we don't get any counters right now, because we're doing this fight as intended. And with all these animations gone, the fight is a lot quicker. If you still need it, you can also learn the Edea genome here. If you are lucky, you can use it while it's still at 0 BB in the first turn. Still no luck with any drops in this footage. Now for Goldie, we are still using jumps for the first one. However, he can use some attacks on us. So for one we will need Utsusemi, but he can also use a confuse attack, so we want to change up our gear a bit. For going some strength, but getting confuse immunity. It's a process. Strategy gen is just the same. We're just going to do Utsusemi High Jumps. Again, there's other strategies here, the other ones are faster, but this one is very consistent. There's absolutely no way you can lose. Even though you could get some damage if you're very unlucky and he does a ball attack and still has some Eds out that are confused. Doesn't usually happen because he does not resummon his ads, because he's on positive BP and he kills them himself with his balls, which also did damage to him, so that actually quickens it up. If you're lucky, Goldie will give you a golden dagger. His ads also drop some elixir and turbo Aces. Now another strategy for Goldie is actually going ninjas and just doing frenetic fighting and other passives, precision and Hawkeye. To actually kill him fast, as the Spirit Master still does stillness, but we are also doing group cast always quick to buff the hit count and deal massive damage. 2 singers to also buff speed and power, just so we are always capping. Agnes is actually a bit slow for this one, at only 118, so we need the speed buff. But since Goldie always uses his first turn to summon, we have some time here. So even if Agnes was too slow, it would be a wipe just from that. There's one inherent risk with this strategy, which is that Goldie can confuse himself and then try to eat one of his ads, but due to confusion just eat one of our characters. It doesn't happen often, but it can happen, and this eating goes through stillness. Still, again, it doesn't happen often, and this strategy is a lot quicker than the other one, only taking about 2 minutes, while jumps can take about 3. Bit of a risk there, so if you're grinding in the Hasp, you wouldn't want to do this maybe, but use the safe one. Also, you're using some MP here. Now, for the last one we have not shown yet, it's Leviathan. Again, a bit special, but we can do just high jumps. You can see here he's darting, but then every 2 turns, every 2 rounds, he's down on the ground and we can actually damage him. There is another strategy here, using the Stillness Fair Reward to guard against his death attacks, and then just using magic with Pierce Magic defense to hit him all the time. However, the time it requires to kill him is just about even. If you don't need fairy ward because you have maybe 4 ribbons, which is possible in this game because of the new Florin shop, then you could be quicker with 3 magic attackers. However, if you have 4 ribbons, why would it be necessary, really? Again, if you're lucky, the Leviathan will drop you a golden axe. Now let's look at what we actually need in the end, with all of that said and done. Most of them can be done with just jumps. The speed jump can be used for everything except Goldie and Belphegor. Goldie just needs a different armor. You could use the Goldie jump for everything, it's just a bit less damage. So it's just one jump set and the Belphegor set that you need. And then you're done. That can beat all of them. If you want to optimize a bit, it's a bit different. You will need a few more sets then, but not too many. You will want one set for Goldie with 3 ninjas to actually kill him quicker. And you want another set for Lucifer. Because of his counters, you're going too slow. So that's what you want. So in total, even if you fully optimize, you can go with a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets. Now if you're actually going into the Dimensions Hasp and grinding there, these guys can show up as random enemies. For the Belphegor set, I have an alarm airing here because I don't need the speed. So you can easily farm him there as well. He's on B5. It's always random encounters, so you can be farming for a while, but you will be using barely any MP either way, except for when you're being ambushed, and then you need some MP to heal if you're not using items, but you should be getting enough turbo ethers as well. And other than that, you can just do a bit of an adjustment. Again, for B10 I would be using, instead of the power sash, the rainbow dress, with I would be fighting Goldie. But other than that, you can use a setup like this, where you have an alarm airing on Ringable, still lessening his damage, but that's fine, you're still farming very well in the Hasp there. Only on B9 and B10 you will have Guzzlers, which are a bit to look out for, because they have high defense. If your damage output is too low and you're just dealing once with super jump or high jump or whatever, no, really you want to use super jumps there. You want to use super jump once so you get some BP because it's against all, and after that you want to use Megiddo Flame from one person to actually buff your damage, because this one has physical attack up for all allies. And after that you should have enough strength to just actually deal damage to them in the thousands and kill them quickly. If you're just rotating who does Megiddo Flame, you can farm the Guzzlers on the Dimensions Hasp rather easily, unless 2 of them run away and it's just one and they counter you to death. But just try and go up the stairs a bit and use autosave every now and then. I hope this is helpful for everyone, and yeah, maybe see you around.